So this is a great question, and we're just working through a number of questions that students have asked in previous webinars. Most of these were on the chat bar in the webinar. So this question is from a second year student, and he says, or she says, I've been struggling with my writing for the past 2 years, and my question is, what can someone like me do to get better in writing academic papers? Well, this is a great question. I have one of my signature courses is on doubling your academic writing quality, and there are 2 and 3 hour long videos on this YouTube channel from workshops that I've run live when I teach postgraduate and higher education level students how to write better. And really there are 4 practices or principles that I teach, and are informed by the idea that you should write often, you should write well, and you should write early. So writing often means every day, potentially. Writing early means as early on in your degree as possible. And then writing well, I think, is what this question is all about. And I talk in the course and teach in a lot more detail about writing well by making your subjects real actors, people, places. Very often I see students making their subjects quite abstract. And if you go back and look at your own writing, if it feels a bit complex or it feels a bit dense, or people struggle to get the real essence and meaning of your writing, then see if you aren't maybe complicating your subjects a bit. We always learned in school the cat sat on the mat. It's a subject, verb, object. And again, you just need to remember that rule, but obviously don't dumb down your writing. And then the second one is same principle but applied to the verb. Don't nominalize a verb, so don't turn a verb into its noun equivalent. There's lots of examples that I teach in the course, but just have a look at whether your verbs are actually doing words. Then there's 2 principles called old before new and complexity last. So what that is in sentences, in a paragraph, what you want to do is make sure that you're not tiring out your reader, subconsciously speaking, by constantly bombarding them with new information at the beginning of your sentences. You always want to, as far as possible, start a sentence with information that you've already covered, information they're already familiar with, and then in the last part of the sentence, lead up to some new information, and that links with complexity last, because that new piece of information that you're giving them might be more complex than the other information that's been building up to it. But on its own, complexity last also says just allow a person to build up an understanding and an awareness of a piece of information or a concept that you're communicating in a set of sentences. So if you combine those 4 principles, I've had dramatic feedback from students who've been able to significantly increase the quality of their writing. So struggling with writing for 2 years is a long time. So write often, write early, and write well. And if you run a write well, there's 4 principles and practices that are given you to answer that question.